Hello, my name is John Coll. I work for a quant agency here in Singapore, working with colleagues based in London and Jakarta. Primarily we're working with consumer goods businesses here in Asia, and that means we cover pretty much every country in Asia. Well, when I say pretty much every country, of course, it's the ones that clients are prepared to invest in. At the moment, those would be China and India, which are seen as the current and recent and ongoing quite big bets, but also the countries that everybody's getting more excited about now would be the Philippines, but particularly Indonesia, Vietnam and Cambodia. They've got a growing middle class, they've got a growing ambition, they've got a growing desire to spend money, and so for big FMCG companies in particular, connecting with those consumers and the size of them, the scale of the opportunity is a very attractive proposition. So that's where we go. We work with them, and we prioritise and work in the countries where it's important for them. So working in Asia, it's a very dynamic region. It's very culturally diverse and culturally very different to Europe. I would think of it more as a much more heterogeneous set of countries rather than compared to Europe, that I feel has more homogeneity about it. You get much wider diversity around language, around the script of the language, around the cultural expectations, and indeed the expectations when you go and visit those cultures as well. Behave to show respect, the degree to which concepts such as face, which you should check up on, are valued and appreciated, but that makes it very, very exciting, very interesting. It's a very consensual society by and large. People try to be much more respectful and mindful of the needs of other people. And I would recommend a book called Geography of Thought by a gentleman called Nesbitt. If you were thinking of coming here, it will help open your eyes to how people from Asia think about things versus how we in Europe and the West view and think about things. And actually there's quite a lot of difference, and the book helps you to be more aware of yourself and be more aware of your interactions with others. But it's not a confrontational society by and large. We want to try and do the right things and do the right things in the right way, and that creates a broadly consensual working environment and generally a very positive working environment. So it's a lot of great benefits and a lot of great virtues working here. For me, working in Asia was something I wanted to do after I completed a number of projects for a different client, and for one of my clients when I was with a different agency, and found it just fascinating. It was so different to some of the expectations that I had. And I'd been here on a holiday, but coming on holiday isn't the same as working here. But working on projects here, you see consumers in a very different way. You have your perceptions around a number of different areas, and opinions and thoughts challenged in a not confrontational way, but quite surprising way and quite reflective way, and makes you think about your own interpretation of particular facets of life, and also reminds you of the need to be open to others. So it's a great place to grow, to learn. It's an ambitious society. It's an ambitious region. It has lots of desire to grow, but grow in its own way. Not necessarily to ape the growth of the West, though it looks to the West ambitiously because that's an opportunity for growth and to learn, but it will grow in its own way. And increasingly we're seeing that happen more in China and slightly more developed Asian countries, where they have learned from the West and are now trying to echo some of that, but within their own cultural appropriateness. It's also one of the most entrepreneurial societies I've encountered. I think there are many, many more young men, women prepared to try and set up their own businesses, run their own businesses, and indeed, even if they work in agencies, on the side, in parallel, they may also be running a separate business of their own. So they have a very different view on life and a very great desire to work hard, to try and do as much as they can in the earlier years of their work career. There's very little of the post-university gap year goes on here. People leave university and go straight into work because that's the opportunity to progress and progress quickly and to benefit. So it's a very encouraging place and exciting place to work. So of all the countries, countries and or cities to move to in Asia, Singapore is probably the easiest one to move to. English is one of the official languages, along with Tamil, Malay, and Chinese. And it makes working here, interacting here, socializing here, meeting locals here much easier to do. Though, of course, they do have this wonderful variation called Singlish, which is a whole other world, which I won't bore you with here. If you want to find out about it, go and Google it. And I think you'll be surprised at some of the things you learn from it. So for me personally, no. I think how difficult the move would be will very much depend upon the country you're moving to. So I think to go to somewhere like Vietnam, Cambodia could be more challenging. To go to somewhere like Myanmar, which is increasingly of interest, will be more challenging still. But Singapore is frankly the Switzerland of Asia. It's very efficient. Things work. So this all sounds pretty obvious, but I think the most important thing is go and visit the country. If you can, if you have the opportunity to do so, particularly if the agency or the client that's moving you there, company that's moving you is prepared to pay for it, take it, go unhesitatingly. It makes an enormous difference. And be sure to talk with people about where you want to live, where you want to stay, about this commuting part, and go and visit that area and see what it's like, see if it feels right for you. It's like any other part of the world. If you're coming from New York or London or any of the big cities of the world, there are different areas in those cities, and it's the same in every other city of the world too. So some will feel more comfortable for you than others. Go and find out. The other thing you should do is, of course, ask questions of people that you know who've been there, who are there, who have been there, and also look at what big businesses are investing, in which countries they're investing and why. So Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam are the current big bets. Myanmar is the one that everybody's looking to because of the opportunity that's seen there.